first contention, are the camps going to close if the BRI fails?
Internment will close, yes.
How?
Two warrants. First is that the Xinjiang region didn't have camps before the BRI. Our evidence is specific. It actually quotes someone that's from China who escaped to America who directly says the internment camps are because of the BRI. Second, our New Statesman evidence from Mon 2019 argues that international pressure will dramatically increase if BRI countries are no longer dependent upon China for increased trade to countries like Pakistan and the Middle East.
You see, this is the main thing. Even if the BRI fails, it doesn't mean that those pathways that have already been forged are just going to collapse. Meaning that all of that trade, you're saying that they're dependent on China right now, which is why they're not having any backlash. That backlash still is not going to happen. Unless the EU has
two things. One,
China.
I don't think that you should advance in the debate that Chinese trade is inevitable because your entire case is based on that. But secondarily, I would argue that our evidence says that even if it's true that there will still always be Uyghur oppression in China, which I'll honestly cop to in this debate, that it was much less bad before the BRI. And secondarily, our evidence says, and this is from, I believe, the American Uyghur Association, that allowing the BRI to advance will result in the total extinction of the Uyghur people, but also more genocide. So it's not just Uyghurs, it's also other groups. Can I have a question?
Sure.
Okay, so 6.2% growth in China is like good, but not 10% growth. How can developing countries base an economy on selling to a country only when they have 10% growth all the time?
I mean, considering that those developing countries are trying to find sources to sell to, and China is literally the best choice for them in the status quo, I would say that trying to ensure that China is able to buy those goods is literally so important for those developing countries to continue to exist so that they can continue to have an economy where they're selling goods.
But to be clear, in your world, the only way for a developing country to have stable economic growth is to have China's demand for commodities be the exact same as it was when they were lifting themselves out of poverty and experiencing 10% growth?
I mean, that's what our cards are saying, and I would argue that is the best way to ensure that all of the countries are made safe. May I ask you something else?
Yeah.
Okay, so your argument, in response to the whole leverage thing, is that the EU doesn't want to solve, or that China has to grow first. I think. Will you please just re-explain what you said in response to your leverage argument?
Your argument is that that the EU is leveraged over China, but your whole case is that through the BRI, China gets super rich, and they already experienced 6% growth per year.
I guess I have to explain this. So if the EU decides to join the BRI with the condition that they have to stop using these civilians,
but you didn't read any cards that said they would do that. You read cards that said that they would dramatically invest in Eurasia, which would make China super rich. And our evidence says that when China has an incentive to get super rich in Eurasia, they abuse Uyghurs.
Considering that your entire argument is saying that all of these civilians are being abused and that there should be some international backlash, I feel like the logical jump between there should be international backlash and the EU will have international backlash is not that different.
We say the backlash would be from Muslim countries, not from